The early 20th century was a time of great ambition. Ocean liners were becoming larger and faster, symbols of national pride and engineering prowess. In this competitive atmosphere, the White Star Line, a British shipping company, conceived of a new class of liner. These ships would be the largest and most luxurious ever built, designed to rule the Atlantic. The White Star Line was locked in a fierce rivalry with Cunard, another prominent shipping company. Cunard had recently launched the speedy Lusitania and Mauretania, capturing the blue ribbon for the fastest Atlantic crossing. The White Star Line decided to focus on size and opulence rather than speed. Their new ships would offer unparalleled comfort and elegance, attracting the wealthiest travelers of the era. Thus, the idea for the Olympic-class liners was born. These ships, the Olympic Titanic and later the Britannic, were to be marvels of naval architecture. Their immense size and luxurious interiors would set new standards for ocean travel. The stage was set for the creation of the Titanic, a ship destined for both glory and tragedy. The task of building the Olympic-class liners fell to the renowned shipbuilders Harland and Wolff in Belfast, Ireland. Thousands of skilled workers labored for over 2 years to bring these behemoths to life. The Titanic, the second of the three sisters, was a marvel of engineering and craftsmanship. The ship's statistics were staggering, over 882 feet long, with a gross tonnage of over 46,000. The hull was divided into 16 watertight compartments, a feature that led many to believe the Titanic was unsinkable. This belief, while tragically misplaced, reflected the confidence in the ship's advanced design and construction. Safety features included watertight doors that could be closed remotely and a double-bottom hull for added protection. However, the number of lifeboats carried on board proved tragically inadequate for the number of passengers and crew. This oversight, based on outdated regulations and a belief in the ship's invulnerability, would have devastating consequences. The Titanic was more than just a ship, it was a floating palace. No expense was spared to create an atmosphere of luxury and grandeur for the passengers. First-class accommodations were particularly opulent, rivaling the finest hotels of the time. Passengers could stroll along the spacious decks, relax in elegant lounges and smoking rooms, or dine on gourmet meals prepared by experienced chefs. A grand staircase, complete with a dome and ornate ironwork, connected the first-class decks. There was a swimming pool, gymnasium, library, and even a Turkish bath. Second-class accommodations, while not as lavish as first-class, were still comfortable and well-appointed. Passengers had access to their own dining rooms, lounges, and promenades. Even third-class passengers, traveling in what was then considered steerage, enjoyed a level of comfort and amenities superior to many other ships of the time. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, bound for New York City. Excitement filled the air as tugs guided the massive liner away from the dock. On board were over 2,200 passengers and crew, a diverse group representing a cross-section of society. Among the first-class passengers were some of the wealthiest and most famous people of the day, including John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Molly Brown. In contrast, hundreds of immigrants filled the third-class cabins, seeking new lives and opportunities in America. The crew, numbering over 800, prepared for the long voyage ahead. The first few days of the voyage passed smoothly. Passengers settled into their routines, enjoying the ship's many amenities and the thrill of being at sea. The weather was calm, and the Atlantic was unusually free of ice. There was a sense of excitement and anticipation for the journey ahead, unaware of the tragedy that awaited. Section 5. A fateful night, iceberg. As the Titanic steamed westward, the mood on board remained upbeat. However, a sense of unease began to creep in as wireless operators received multiple ice warnings from other ships in the area. These warnings, though acknowledged, did not fully register the imminent danger. The Titanic continued sailing at near full speed through the icy waters. On the night of April 14, 1912, a sense of calm settled over the ship. The sea was flat, the sky clear and filled with stars. In the crow's nest, lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee strained their eyes, searching for any sign of danger in the darkness. Shortly before 11:40 p.m., fleet spotted something on the horizon, a dark shape looming out of the night. "Iceberg, right ahead!" fleet cried out, ringing the warning bell 3 times. First Officer Murdoch, on the bridge, reacted swiftly, ordering the ship to turn hard to port and engaging the engines in reverse. The Titanic, however, was a massive ship, and it responded slowly to the helm. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side of the hull, breaching several of the watertight compartments. Section 6. Chaos and Courage. The Titanic sinks. The impact of the collision, while jarring, did not initially cause panic among the passengers. Many had felt the jolt but were unaware of the severity of the situation. However, as word spread that the ship had struck an iceberg, a sense of unease settled over the Titanic. Captain Smith, realizing the gravity of the situation, ordered the ship's distress rockets to be fired and for the wireless operators to send out SOS signals. As the bow of the Titanic began to sink lower in the water, the order was given to uncover the lifeboats. The women and children first protocol was followed, leading to heartbreaking scenes of families being separated. The lifeboats, tragically inadequate in number, were lowered into the dark waters, many not filled to capacity. Acts of courage and selflessness were displayed amid the chaos. The band played on, their music offering a sense of calm amidst the growing panic. Millionaire Benjamin Guggenheim, dressed in his finest attire, helped women and children into lifeboats, declaring, "We've dressed up in our best and are prepared to go down like gentlemen." Section 7. The Aftermath, Shock and Reform. News of the Titanic sinking sent shockwaves around the world. People struggled to comprehend how a ship deemed unsinkable could have met such a tragic end. The disaster claimed the lives of over 1,500 people, a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of the sea. The aftermath of the sinking led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established in 1914, mandating stricter safety standards for ships. These regulations included requirements for sufficient lifeboats for all passengers and crew, mandatory lifeboat drills, and the establishment of a continuous 24-hour radio watch on all passenger ships. The Titanic disaster also highlighted the limitations of early 20th century wireless technology. While the distress signals sent from the Titanic were picked up by other ships, they were not relayed effectively to those in a position to help. This led to improvements in wireless communication protocols and the establishment of dedicated frequencies for distress calls. Section 8. Remembering the Titanic, Legacy of a Tragedy. The Titanic disaster has continued to capture the imagination of people around the world for over a century. The story of the unsinkable ship and its tragic fate has been told and retold in countless books, films, documentaries, and even musicals. The 1997 film Titanic, directed by James Cameron, brought the story to a new generation, becoming one of the highest-grossing films of all time. The wreck of the Titanic, discovered in 1985 by a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard, lies on the seabed over 2 miles below the surface of the Atlantic. The site is now a UNESCO-protected maritime memorial, a poignant reminder of the lives lost and the lessons learned. The Titanic serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the importance of vigilance. The disaster reminds us that even the most advanced technology is no match for the power of nature and that safety should always be paramount. The legacy of the Titanic endures, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of remembering those who perished on that fateful night. Please subscribe, share, like and comment. Planet Abilities for more videos.